Hello everyone, welcome back to another Warhammer multiplayer battle. This is going to be the Tomb Kings versus the High Elves. For my army, the front line consists of 2 skeletal warriors at the ends. In the center we have 2 of the more beefier tomb guards with some decent melee defense, and of course they're going to benefit from the multiple regeneration tiers that we will be unlocking as the battle progresses. Back here we have 1 skeletal spearman additional, and then another tomb guard with the halberd variant, so it's armor piercing anti-large. In the sky, I think I brought a total of 4 carrions. Yeah, we have 2 carrions on this side, 2 carrions on that side because I just don't want to worry too much about their archers, so I brought a lot of flyers to try and go over their front lines and into their archers and try and basically murder them, or help me take care of anything in the sky. So we got 4 of those bad boys. We also have an Ushapti Great Bow here, and then the Renowned Great Bow, chosen of the gods, which their shot is the one that kind of shotgun blasts into the enemy units, so that's kind of neat. And then I also brought a Necropolis Knight because I wanted to try them out. Not a unit that I bring very often, and so because of that reason, I wanted to bring them into this fight and see how they do. So they are another anti-large armor piercer. They have poison damage on them with a large bonus of plus 28, which is not too bad, but even with the 28, they're not the strongest hitting anti-large kind of cav, although I guess these are monstrous cav, so it's a little different. But anyway, we got some Necropolis Knights back there. Force being led by the Setra, not that, well, I guess, yeah, the Setra, the Imperishable. Brought a lot of spells with him this time, so we have, go from the right to the left here. The Blade of Patrol is just a weapon that we attach to him. So for 43 seconds, he imbues himself with fire damage and can also blind his opponents, which is a really powerful debuff, especially in a duel situation. We have the Wrath of Patrol, which is going to be an explosion that just kind of happens whenever I want it to. It's weak against armor, but it's really good to help him get out of situations, I guess. But since he is on the mount, he can kind of force his way out of infantry surrounding him anyway, but it is what it is. Anyway, then for the spells, we have the Ushkep's Incantation of Desiccation? This is a pretty powerful debuff for an enemy. It is a little expensive, but it is pretty powerful. 38 seconds is a long time to have a unit's melee attack and defense lowered, so we brought that. We also brought the Vortex spell because I wanted to give it a shot. It's another spell that I don't really usually bring. It's just a massive tornado of like death skulls, basically. So I wanted to try and give that a try. And we also have Patrol's Incantation of Righteous Smiting, which is going to be used to on our Ushapti Great Bows to try and increase their damage. And then I always usually bring the Nehru's Incantation of Protection because it's a really cheap spell that just gives you a lot of good physical protection and kind of keep you in the fight a little bit longer. And for items, brought the Crown of Nehekara, which is a constant buff around him, which increases weapon damage and charge bonus, which I think is nice. And then to complement that, also the Unyielding Will, which is also another constant aura around him to increase melee defense and attack by 5. So that's pretty cool. And then this is just the passive for his spellcasting. And then the Curse, which comes on, I believe, every Lord, or almost like every Lord and Hero, maybe, for the Tomb Kings. It just kind of automatically procs whenever their hit points get below 50%. So that is going to be our army facing off against the High Elves. You can see that they brought a Star Dragon with his powerful breath attack. Also in the air, we have a Frostheart Phoenix, which we're going to see some action from here in this battle. A decent amount of armor penetration. They have a good charge. They have magical damage, decent armor, and then they also have the aura that increases their damage resistance by 12 to everything. I believe it's an aura, right? Yeah, but it will be disabled. I did not know that because I never take these units. But their mana, if the mana is less than 50%, then this is actually going to fade away, so that is unfortunate. But what shouldn't fade away is going to be the Hex that they give, which is going to be a -9 melee attack and then -10% armor penetration damage to all units around them. Pretty cool buff, but I guess that will fade in time. That kind of tunes or is paired up, can be paired up with the Scions of Mathlon here, who have a is it the same buff? Aura of Protection? No, it's something different. Okay, so they should stack in theory. So if you have this thing and these guys near each other, then they will give a 24% damage resistance ward save, which is actually kind of very scary. Holy crap, that's very scary. But luckily, it's only active if your mana is over 50%, but still, that's, interesting combination there I never really thought of before until analyzing this battle right now. Anyway, for the rest of their forces, they have some multiple other spearmen, including the Renowned unit, obviously, with the Scions of Mathlon. We also have the Keeper of the Flames, the Phoenix Guard in the back. You can see I'm already hitting these guys. Because these guys are slightly out of my range, and I don't want to move my Ushapti bows any further up because the archers are coming up, and I didn't want them to take any damage, so I'm instead just kind of shooting these guys up a little bit instead of the Phoenix Guard. But anyway, they have Phoenix Guard, and then 1 unit of the White Lions over here as well, and I think that does it besides their leader, because we already mentioned the 2 archers there. Alariel, the Radiant, with, I believe, 2 spells, Arcane Unforgiving, and then the Earth Blood. And, of course, she brought the Star of Avalorn, because why wouldn't you? It's such a good item. Then we also have the Shield Stone of Isha, which gives a physical resistance around her, so... Man, that's actually very scary. So the ward save from the Phoenix and the Mathlon go to 24% to everything, but then you can tie this on it, so that's going to be a 36% to physical save specifically, if these 3 units are stacked and fighting in the same area. I never really thought of that. Huh. Anyway, that is going to be their army. It's pretty scary. They have a pretty powerful Air Force here with the Phoenix and the Dragon especially, so let's get it started. Wrong button. There we go. So, trying to apply some pressure to the High Elf line. You can see they're moving up their archers to try and shoot into our units. So, this is going to make me respond by moving our Tomb Guards even further up, because I don't want these archers to be able to approach any further closer to our Ushabti Great Bows. I really want to keep these guys safe for as long as possible. That's why we're moving up the Tomb Guard line here, and we definitely have the advantage in the range department. They only have a couple of very basic archers here, so they don't do too much damage, and they're going to be firing into basically a shield wall, because the Skeletal Warriors and the Tomb Guards all have shields. They have really nice blocking chance there, so they're not going to take too much damage. Instead, so in exchange, we're going to still fire at the Scions of Mathlon. The Phoenix Guard here are going to get into range here pretty soon, so you're going to see that I'm going to switch our Chosen of the Gods Fire to the Keeper of the Flames, and I'm going to keep harassing this dragon with our other normal Ushabti Great Bow, because they just have like the solid hit, solid missile damage, and do really good damage if it hits. But you can see that the enemy is actively trying to dodge our Ushabti Great Bows over there, so I may be switching their fire. I can't remember who else to shoot at, but I do try and focus down this unit. I think I shoot Alariel a couple times. There we go. In fact, we're shooting her right now. And then the Chosen of the Gods is again going to be firing, should start firing into the Phoenix Guard whenever they move into range. So we're going to have kind of a slow fight here. We move a couple of our Tomb Guards into range for the Spearmen. Again, we're not really taking too much attack or too much damage from these archers, but I will try and keep them pinned down here. You can see that the Scions of Mathlon are going to come over here, so I'm going to use this opportunity to test out that spell. Going to proc over here. Unfortunately, they do take a little less damage, but still, it's not bad. But they are negating 12% damage of this because of their aura a little bit, but it does do some damage. We'll clip these Spearmen a little bit, but I think these Spearmen are going to be moving up. You see an Earthblood going down from Alariel as well. And again, this is going to be kind of a slow fight. The Star Dragon is going to be over here just trying to waste our ammunition for a long time. I believe I will be sending the Carrions after them soon. Right now, I'm just using these Carrions as a defensive force in case the Star Dragon gets closer. I want to try and tie it up into melee so we can shoot it down, but right now we're just going to be patient. Sending another group of Carrion back into the archers now that all of these spears are coming into the front line. Setra the Imperishable is now going to be going around over here into these White Lions of Thrace because he can just do a lot of good damage. Because on that mount, he does a lot of armor-piercing damage and bonus versus infantry, so these are like ideal targets for him to kill. So we're going to go over here. The enemy is going to respond by seeing their Frostheart Phoenix after Setra the Imperishable. I'm going to be kind of mis-microing these knights a little bit. Just to let you know, that's why they're just standing there, because I'm not microing them at all. Focusing on other parts of the battle, I may have sent my Carrions. No, I have not. Star Dragon's still just kind of sitting out here in the periphery. I'm keeping my Carrions in reserve back here. The Spearmen managed to force me away with our Carrion Birds there. And I believe I'm going to be... Actually, I was going to say I'm going to be hitting these archers all throughout the battle, and you can see I've already managed to rout these ones off with our Carrion because there are no Spearmen nearby to basically fight back. The Carrion are just going to be flying and harassing the enemy through most of this battle. But over here, Setra is actually going to take a lot of damage from the Frostheart Phoenix in cooperation with the Scions of Mathlon and the White Lion, so I kind of need to get them out, and I just left my units here for a while. I'm going to finally charge them in here as Setra is finally escaping, but I should have charged them in there so quickly, but I'm not entirely sure what my micro was doing. I was clearly focusing on something else. Meanwhile, over here, we are throwing a group of Carrion into the Star Dragon. I think I was trying to keep them pinned down so we can shoot them, but I'm not actually firing into them with these Ushabti Great Bows right now. So this is a little bit of a waste. I'm not sure if they charge me or if I charge them. In any case, this is a waste of my Ushabti Great Bows. There we go. I think they're going into range maybe now, because I really want to try and focus down this Star Dragon. It is a huge threat. And there go my renowned units again into the Phoenix Guard, just trying to pepper them down. They have received one of the Star of Avalorn. And the unique healing, they received one of those, which kept them into the fight a little bit longer. But at that point, we did already kill a lot of their models, and so the Star of Avalorn, or whatever it's called, Will not bring bottles back from the dead, but it will heal everyone to full who is left. Carrion Bird over here dying to the White Lions and the Scions of Mathlon. I did start chasing Alariel with our Necropolis Knights here, but then I stopped because I noticed that the bird was still chasing Setra the Imperishable. So the bird has followed us over here and did a lot of good damage. So I'm actually pulling these guys back to try and be a bodyguard unit for Setra. Probably should have just kept them on Alariel because we chased her way off, but then I just pulled them back to try and do bodyguard duty for Setra, who's going to go right back into the White Lions. The Star Dragon comes over here real quickly, but is going to fall back again. They may do a breath weapon on our Tomb Guard and Skeletal Warriors. Can't remember right now. Oh, I see. They're trying to ward off our Carrion over here. I'm just going after these archers throughout the entire battle with our Carrion. Pulling them back around. I want to say they do a breath weapon, or maybe they already did. I remember some kind of breath weapon around this point in the battle. But Carrion's still going to be harassing these archers for the most part. There it comes. Okay, so there's a breath weapon. Luckily, it hits mostly our Skeletal Warriors, not the actual Tomb Guard, which are the more scarier units over there. Over here, we're going to drop the, I believe, the debuff. Yeah, we dropped that incantation of desiccation, so everything around here is going to be fighting at a less efficient for a little bit as their melee attack and defense suffers greatly. Going to be pulling out Setra out here because the Phoenix Guard are going to finally start charging Setra. So we're actually going to just like run into a circle, and I believe these guys are still on him, so they're going to be pulled into our Tomb Guards instead. And that is ideal because we do not want Setra taking any more damage. Meanwhile, back here, the Scions of Mathlon did manage to catch our Chosen of the God because I was not paying it too much attention, but I believe I do pull them out here soon and allow these Skeletal Spearmen who have been holding into reserve this entire time, and I think I'm going to let them duke it out. These guys I managed to pull back over here, I think, and then ran all the way over here for some reason. But we're going to finally charge them back into the Frostheart Phoenix. I'm going to pull away from this fight because any damage that we may do on the Phoenix Guard at this point is just basically going to be healed, so there's really no point in us taking damage while they're being healed. So we're just going to pull back. We're going to get the second tier of Realm of Sohm, so all of our infantry is going to be getting healed. Our constructs do not, though, which is another reason why I wanted to try and save as much hit points on our Ushata Great Bows, because they do not benefit from the healing of the Realm of Souls, so they will not be receiving any healing. Phoenix going down here to threaten our gods, or Chosen of the Gods, which is a pretty good trade here if I let them do it. You can see I'm trying to respond with the Necropolis Knights here once again. Meanwhile, up in the air, we have just dealt so much damage to the Star Dragon over the course of this battle. Carrion trying to keep them in place again, and I believe I was still firing at them with our Shopties, but unfortunately they are now out of ammunition. But they did deal a lot of good damage to him, and I believe we dealt some damage to when they landed over here too. Long fight. So now the Frostheart Phoenix has just been kind of after Setra this entire battle, and I honestly didn't respect the power of the Frostheart Phoenix. As you can see here, like, Setra is just getting chunked by this damn ice bird, and I was not respecting it. Star Dragon managing to stay in the fight is going to breathe on Petra here. Luckily, we get a nice little animation of a charge attack there, so that animation actually saves Setra some damage there. We're dropping the physical resistance buff on him right now, which honestly doesn't actually do anything against the Frostheart Phoenix because it does magical damage, but it will mitigate some of the damage from the Star Dragon, which I saw coming in and know is going to give us charge bonus. So we did manage to block 44% of the Star Dragon, but not the Frostheart Phoenix. So we're still just getting chunked down, and my Cav, my bodyguard unit, is over here. I don't even remember why I put them over here, but again, like, I micro these guys throughout the entire battle, but I'm finally going to bring them over here. We're going to drop, I believe that's going to be our third one of these Vortex spells, trying to just chunk down the Keepers of the Grove, Keepers of the Flame, because they are one of the biggest threats left in the battlefield because this Star Dragon is near death. We're going to try and finish it off here. The Frostheart Phoenix is going to run away from our Halberd at Tomb Guard, which is a good idea. And also they saw that our Necropolis Knights were coming around. So our Necropolis Knights really have not done much because I have just been mismicroing them. Like, I should either have them going after Alariel, having them just sit on Setra for as long as possible. And right here, they're going to do another breath attack. The last breath attack of the dragon is just going to chunk him down. So that's going to lower his morale, so he's going to start dissolving, and then they're going to throw the Frostheart Phoenix back into him. Know this is going to happen, so I'm going to try and run Setra into our Tomb Guards here to at least try and pin this Phoenix into these halberds, but the Phoenix kind of just runs right through them. And I believe I'm going to send my Necropolis Knights back after this unit, but it's going to bring down Setra the Imperishable. Probably could have saved Setra if I had microed the Necropolis Knights a lot better, which I obviously did not. But at this point now, we're just kind of throwing everything we have into the Keepers of the Flame because they are now isolated mostly from the rest of the army that is coming back. We have some Spearmen out here that the Carrion were harassing. We have another group of archers out here that this Carrion is escorting out of the field, even though they shadowed. I probably should have pulled them back, but I just did not notice. Over here, we're still trying to destroy the Frostheart Phoenix. It's just being so resilient because it's lowering our melee attack by 9, and these Necropolis Knights are just not really getting much damage through there. So it is going to manage to retreat once again. Meanwhile, over here, we're trying to finish off the Star Dragon, throwing our Ushapti into it. We have our Spearman nearby, and I believe our Tomb Guard with Halberds is still nearby as well. But they unfortunately are on the opposite side of this combat because it's on this side, and the Phoenix Guard are between us and the Halberds. But we are still trying to do what we can against the Star Dragon. Back here, we're now harassing Alariel with the Carrion. And luckily for me, Alariel's buffs are not really doing much right now because they are nowhere near the actual army. So none of these units are getting her damage resistance buff, which is great for me. So we're going to do a nice charge over here into the Star Dragon that's going to make it finally break. I don't know if it shatters here or not. But right now, we're now focusing on the Frostar Phoenix, and we're still trying to shatter the Keepers of the Flame, which are finally at least routed. Whew, Star Dragon is now dead. Because of the mismicrings with our knights, at least they are still at basically perfect health, so that's a positive at this point in the battle. Not saying it's intentional, was not part of my plan to keep them at max health at the end of the fight, it's just I mismicroed them. But now we're getting up to the Frostar Phoenix, and with Alariel over here getting hit by the Carrions, it is, it's going to be a GG at this point. We just have too many forces left for the Frostar Phoenix to really do much with, so I'm just going to fast forward to this point. I believe the Frostar Phoenix is going to lift up and try and save Alariel, who we're running our Necropolis Knights into. They do have a group of Spearmen, but again, we have so much left. We still have like a full health Tomb Guard with Halberds, which can kill everything that they have left at this point. So it is just a matter of time. Honestly, I thought the battle was already over at this point. That's why I fast forwarded it, but there we go. Okay, and then they finally shatter. They just didn't have the tools left at that point to fight what we had left. Because again, full health Tomb Guard with Halberd. We had almost a full health Necropolis Knight. Our Carrions were still looking okay. We still had a little bit of Skeletal Warriors, and all they had was Alariel and a almost dead Phoenix at that point. Oh, that's a lot of talking. That was a long fight. It was a cool fight because it was kind of like in different stages. We threw a Tomb Guard here and here. They kept their archers back. They kept some reserves back. We kept some reserves back. I let Setra die because my knights I just never microed. You know, stages of a battle. But it was still a good game. So a good game to Aku-kun. And let's go watch a cinematic view of that battle. Shields have really good block chance. Go, my Carrions! Fly! My pretty little undead birds. Where's those Scions? There we go. Wait, that's Phoenix Guard. Here's the Scions. They should be getting shotgun blasted. Oh, I shotgun blasted the archers for a little bit. Did some damage. Whoop. It's a big construct. I needed to try and shut down these white lines before they got into all of our tomb guards. And then my knights just are watching! Not doing anything! Oh, yeah. Oh, hello. Massive tornado of death. There's that damn Phoenix, man. Wouldn't leave me alone. Whoa. Whoa. It was time to leave. Phoenix Guard, no thank you. Just wanted to kill that damn bird. Oh, that bird. Look at that, just bowling for elves. God. Is that the bird? It's coming. I know it's coming. Where are you? There you are. It's always nearby. Got so lucky with that attack animation. Holy crap. Couldn't time that better. Where are my knights, you say? Oh, you know, around. It's okay, we've got halberds nearby. We'll be fine. That breath kind of sucks for us. There's the bird. Get spit on. Oh man, shot point blank. Oh, there we go. Dragon's dead. We were trying to kill that thing entire match. Good old Alario. I should have sniped her at the start of this match. Like, just leave my Necropolis Knights on her or just let it go. I was too indecisive on what to do with them. There we go. Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you all next time. Take care.